Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. So, why haven't you created your first digital training product yet? Is it because you don't know how to do it, or is it because you are afraid of failing? Now, I don't know how you feel about failing. Personally, I don't like doing it. But what I've learned over the years is that, unlike in school, when you took an exam, you either passed it or you failed it. Everything outside school isn't the same way. Now, a lot of us stupidly believe that we are either successful or we are a failure. We either win or we lose. And we don't believe that there's actually any middle ground. And what I would say to you is that no matter what you do, even if you don't succeed at it, it's never a loss. You know, as I'm recording this podcast episode right now, who knows what could happen with this episode? It could be successful, or maybe only 2 or 3 listeners will listen to it. Now, I could look at this podcast episode afterwards and I could say it was a win or it was a loss. But even at the worst part, even if it was a loss, even if I had only 3 people listen to this podcast episode, it's not a loss. And the fact that it's not a loss is because I've sat here, I've recorded this episode, I've gained some experience, I've learned something. So when I go and record tomorrow's podcast episode, I'll be a little bit better because I've got more experience. I've done another rep. So my podcast episode tomorrow, hopefully, will be better than today's. And even if tomorrow's isn't fantastic, again, I've learned something from it. And you will learn that, even if you fail at something, even if you don't sell one of your digital products, even if you don't make any money, even if you're the only person who has seen the videos, read the PDFs, listened to the audios, you're still a winner. Because the fact that you've actually written those things, recorded those videos, and actually put that work into action will stand to you. So the experience, the knowledge, everything you've learned from this attempt can go into tomorrow's. And then tomorrow's product will be better. So what I would say to you as well too, again, when it comes to failure, again, probably going back to school, sometimes when we messed up in class, we embarrass ourselves in class. Sometimes the fear of failure is something we fear because we feel that it's going to be an embarrassment for us. People are going to see that we failed. And maybe that's what's stopping you right now is because you're afraid of failing. Because if you fall flat on your face, other people are going to notice. Again, like your man in The Simpsons, people are going to point the finger and go, ha ha, and make fun of you because you made a mistake or because you failed. Again, I want you to think about that for a moment. Right now, are you holding yourself back from doing what you want to do because you're afraid of other people? Now, I don't know about you, but to look back in your life and see that you didn't do what you wanted to do was because you were afraid of what other people would think about you. Imagine that, living your whole life not doing what you want to do because you are afraid of complete strangers. What will that person think about what I'm about to say? What if this person makes fun of my singing? What if this person ridicules my video? What if they leave a nasty comment under my blog post? What if they say something nasty about my fiction book? What then? And for a lot of us, we don't take action because, fear of failure and fear of embarrassment. And when you think about it, if you are afraid of embarrassing yourself in front of other people, you're basically putting their opinion of you higher than your opinion of you. Now, I don't know about you, but, I want to look back on this life. I want to be proud of what I've done. I want to be proud of the things I've achieved. I want to be proud of getting out of my comfort zone, recording videos like this, doing podcast episodes. I want to be proud of myself for doing all those things. And to look back and be worried about other people's opinions would mean that I wouldn't be here recording this video. I wouldn't be doing this podcast episode. And again, I want you to think about that as well too. You've only got one life to live. Do you want to look back on this life as something that you've lived the way you wanted to live it? Or do you want to spend your time worrying about what other people think of you and their opinions? So what I would say to you is, if you are afraid of failure right now, I want you to think of these 2 things. Firstly, there is no such thing as failure. We left failure behind in the classroom. And even if on paper or on the outside it looks like it's a failure, inside it's not a failure, it's a success. Because as I said, you've gained experience. You've done something that you probably thought you would never be able to do. You have learned something. And when you go back and try and do a second attempt, you're going to be a little bit better because you've learned something. You might have made a mistake, but now the second time you can correct your course. You can make sure you don't make that mistake, so the second time will be better. So each time with every attempt, you're getting better and better and better. So eventually there will reach a point where you won't be failing as often, and you will find that you'll have more success. And again, I would say to you as well, are you more worried about what other people are going to think of you if you fail, or are you more concerned about yourself? Again, I would say to you, this is your life. You live it the way you want to live it, but I think you should live it for you. I think you should do the things that you want to do. And if you fall down on your face, get back up again, have another go, and try again. And don't be so concerned about what other people are going to think about you. Don't be concerned about all those people who are expressing an opinion about you, laughing at you, pointing the finger. Because when you think about it, those people that are actually pointing the finger and making fun of everyone else, if you were to look at their lives, I'm sure you would find that they have a very, very shallow life. I'm sure you would find that those people don't actually do much with their lives. They're basically just standing on the sideline, being one of these kind of quarterback, experts, or these armchair experts. These people who are on the side of a football pitch, who always know the right thing to do. They're always the experts. But the fact is, they're actually standing on the sideline. They're not playing on the pitch. So when you think about it, would you not rather be on the pitch, taking action, scoring the goals, or would you like to be standing on the sideline, not doing anything, and actually just, criticizing everyone else? Because really, it is so easy to criticize anyone else. You just open up your mouth and you say anything that comes out of your mouth. So think about that today. If you are a little bit worried about creating a digital product because you're afraid of failure, it doesn't matter. You're always going to learn something from it, and do the things that you want to do. Don't be worried about other people. Put the stuff out there. And even if you don't make everyone happy, there will be one group of people who will be happy that you've actually created that product because you've made a difference in their life. They're going to appreciate the knowledge you've recorded and the difference that you're going to do for them. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.